Good morning and happy hiking with Shari. I love taking you guys along for the hike. You know what's great about bringing you guys is that I have company and I can still blab. And I don't have to worry about people rolling their eyes or being like, can I get a word in? Because all you have to do is turn your video off and I wouldn't even know. In my mind, you're just listening from beginning to end. Anyway, I wanted to talk about, I was listening to the song, Drop Your Worries, You Are Gonna Turn Out Fine, Turn Out Fine. I'm not a singer, actress, speaker, singer, no. So I was listening to that, and just listening to that just made me breathe and made me like exhale, because why don't we hand over our burdens? Why do we worry? Worrying, I've said this before, probably a million times, it's not gonna take away the issues. All it does is bring more issues, because then you raise your blood pressure, then you stress out, then whatever your coping mechanisms are, whether it's overeating, whether it's drinking, whether it's trying to forget about your issues and going and being promiscuous, like whatever it is, you end up making your life worse. So when you worry about something, what you're doing is you're telling God, universe, yourself, your spirit, that you don't have faith that things are going to work out. And we're all guilty of this at points, because when things don't look the way we want them to look, we suddenly think that things are not going our way. I don't know if you saw that beautiful post that I did. Well, I didn't do it, otherwise I wouldn't say it was beautiful. But a beautiful post that, I need some sunlight. A beautiful post that I posted that someone else wrote, and it was about basically God being there for you, and how we can allow the smallest things, like our car not starting in the morning, getting the wrong food in line. You have to read, you have to go on my page. And basically the moral of it is that God, the universe, is always working in our favor and is always working behind the scenes, even when we don't have the eyes, the vision to see it. But the person whose car didn't start early in the morning and was late to work, or something happened to it, it very well could have been God protecting you from a drunk driver hitting you on the street. You know, it says something about a foot massager not working, and that's because if you plugged it in, all the power would have gone out in the house. I know that's a silly example, but the point is that your life is always working in your favor, and just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not happening. I mean, think about so many things in your life that you've gotten through and have gotten over, and you've actually said now in hindsight, oh, well, thank God that didn't happen. You know, thank God I didn't work that job. Thank God I didn't marry that person. And even though in the moment you couldn't see it, you couldn't handle it, you couldn't face it, or somebody else, and there's people that you know that have gone through heartbreak, heartache, and are now like, oh my God, so you see them, they're so much stronger, they're so much better. They got fired from a job and they didn't understand why, and now they have the dream job. Point is, we need to hand over our burdens. We need to let go of our worries. We need to trust in our lives, trust in ourselves, trust in God, trust in your spirit, trust in whomever, whatever you believe, that you weren't put on this earth to suffer. Unless you're Buddhist, you believe that. But that's because through all of suffering, usually, if you allow it to, lessons are learned. Because a lot of people, when their lives are all good and happy and go lucky, you kind of forget about, a lot of times, not everybody, what's truly important. And then when you're brought to your knees, you actually have to like look up and look towards something. That's why it's just as important to be grateful, even more important, and thankful when you have something, when you have nothing, because everything brings about the evolution of your soul. Everything is about the betterment, the beautiful unfolding of your soul, everything. So today, if you're worrying about something, let it go. You know, if you're trying to manipulate and control things, you know, let it go. The moment that you let go and hand over, you are saying, I trust in you. Wake up every day and just do what it is that you love. Do what it is that you're passionate about. Don't make it have to be a certain way, because life doesn't work that way. You know, I've been trying to mold and change my career and do all these things for so long, and finally, this year I'm just like, I'm just gonna do what I'm passionate about, and I'm gonna hand it over. And since I've done that, so many more beautiful things are happening now in the foreground that I'm able to see that have been happening in the background, but I was just so narrow vision on the way it has to be that I didn't open my mind to, look at this. Who would have known? Who would have remembered that I liked that so much? Or who would have known, you know? So hand over, let go, let God, let your spirit, let the universe, let your life flow just like a river. Have a beautiful day, everybody. You guys, stop hurting, stop worrying, stop stressing. You've got this. Things are good. Things will be good. And if you can't see it right now, close your eyes and go, I believe. I believe. I believe in you. I believe that children are our future. Bye.